Well, good afternoon, everybody. Yep, we're back. We're back for garden season. This is where I'm going to be giving you a lot of information, a lot of tips and tricks to keep a healthy garden, and one hell of a way to grow some great tomatoes. Today is a great day of getting ready to start your seedlings, but there's one danger in you growing your seedlings. And I wonder if you've ever thought about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you today on how you can be successful starting your seedlings. And there's one thing you need to do before you start that seedling. And that's one, your trays. Your growing trays, your pots. Your pots are probably 90% of your downfall of problems with your plants getting fungicides. So what I do is I take two 5-gallon buckets with my rain catchment system. I got water in it. I fill the two 5-gallon buckets up. I add roughly about 4 tablespoons of Dawn dish soap, maybe a little more here and there. And I wash every single one of them, and I rinse every single one of them. Now, by me washing them is going to kill that fungicide or that fungus that's in there. That's going to get to your tomato plants, going to get to your lettuce, going to get to your beans. And a lot of times what you do is you'll see like green moss growing up or green coating on top of your dirt. Like a fungus basically on top of your dirt. And what causes that is from having contaminated pots. Who wants contaminated pots? We're trying to grow a garden here. I mean, our plants is our life. That's what we eat. That's what we feed to our families. So we got to take that first step. So what I'm going to show you today is going to be pretty quick and pretty fast. I'm going to show you what I do and how I go about it. And you need to do this every year. Every year with your pots and your starters. Every year you have to wash them. Because that fungicide gets in there and you don't wash them and you put this nice expensive potting soil or your great dirt that you kept in your compost pile, and you're just wasting your time. Because that fungus sometimes will stop your seeds from growing. Now, I'm going to give you a tip, okay? And this is the biggest tip of all starting seedlings. Besides washing the trays, I'll wash everything. Everything will be completely disinfected. There won't be any algae on it, nothing. So I don't have to worry about my plants getting a fungicide or something else that's going to inhibit my seeds from starting or from growing normally once I retransplant. Now don't forget also, when you retransplant the tomato plants, the lettuce, the cabbage, whatever you're doing, and it's got that fungicide in it or it's got that algae in it, that algae is going to go from there into your bed of your soil, which isn't good. It's not good for you at all. So wash those things. Don't leave them sit there. I know it might be snowing out right now. It might be cold. Go into your greenhouse. I'm in my greenhouse right now, and my greenhouse is 100 degrees. It is 100 degrees in here right now. I'm actually wearing a pair of shorts and, of course, my Star Wars bling. But you want to do that. You want to wash all your pots, all your trays, everything. You want everything clean. Would you eat off a dirty plate? No. You'd wash the plate. You got to do the same care with your plants. I mean, come on. Okay. Now, the tip of the day is this, okay? For all you growers out there, or starters, or first-time gardeners, it's your soil that you start your seeds in. I don't know how many times I get asked that I'm having problems, my starters won't come up, my peppers aren't working right. It all has to do with your top soil, your soil that you're going to use, your potting soil. Now, I use a commercial grade soil, and let me tell you, I didn't know this 5 years ago, okay? I didn't know this. I was having problems with everything. I didn't know about the fungus. I didn't know any of this stuff. I learned all this stuff. But I was having problems with starters. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? I mean, I'm buying the best of this and the best of that and the best of this. I'm going to tell you guys right now, Try to stay away from most of the stuff that you see at the big box stores unless you really go in and read what the additives are. Because there's a few topsoils out there that you'll see and you'll be like, oh, it's great. It's only $2 a bag. I'll buy 20 bags. It'll be enough for me to get started. The problem with that stuff is it is high in acidity because a lot of what they use in there is wood chips. And a lot of those wood chips haven't completely broken down yet. So don't waste your money on buying 20 bags of that and thinking you're going to use that to start your plants. Because here's another thing. That plant needs a real fine soil, not a sand, but a real fine soil. So when the seedling comes up, the seedling's able to push through that soil or push through that mix. If there's big pieces of wood in there, it's going to hit that wood and it's just going to die. And you're not going to be able to produce anything. I'm telling you, trust me, spend a little more. It'll pay off in the long run. I've got a lot more tips coming up, but right now we're going to go outside and we're going to start washing all the trays. You're going to see me do the trays. And the only reason that I'm not going to be talking on camera out there, I'll do probably a dub over, is because it is so windy right now. All you guys are going to listen to is wind. So let's get out there and let me show you how you can save yourself from having a lot of problems in your garden.
All right, guys. So as you can see, I'm pulling my seed trays out, showing you the seed trays, showing you how dirty they are. It's kind of hard to see it because they're black. What I do is I get in there and I'll brush them back and forth, try to get them as clean as possible. Run my finger in there if there's any dirt left. That's soap and water. What I like to do is use a toothbrush to scrub the inside of them out. Now, I know this takes a little time, but let me tell you, it is worth the time you put in. I mean, we take all this time into our seedlings to make them grow, and the last thing we want to do is we want to fail at that. We want to be successful. So you're going to watch me clean these pretty quick. Right now, I'm sticking my finger in, trying to get it cleaned out on the insides. I'm going to take it over to the rinse side now. I'm going to drop it in the rinse side. And there we go. All nice and clean and ready to go. Now grab another tray and do the same thing over and over again. And I'll repeat that on all my trays. I'll make sure everything's gone. If I see something on there I don't like, make sure to watch it. Now, by doing this, you're killing any bacteria that's in there, any fungus that's in there, that's going to inhibit or affect your soil in some way. So I'm showing you what I've cleaned now and what is dirty. You can see how clean it is. It's clean. You look at the old one. See how dirty it is? All right, guys. So now I had to get a toothbrush. It just wasn't working. I had to make sure I was doing it right. And there I go, scrubbing away. You got to get inside those nooks and crannies. The cleaner, the better. Cleanliness is cleanliness is next to godliness, I say. So what I normally do, guys, right about now is I'm going to wash those containers. A lot of times I'll ask people if they're going to throw them out, if I can have them for free. And I'll wash them out and reuse them every year until they can't be used anymore. I mean, why throw stuff? Why throw that stuff away? Some of those containers, actually, I went to a couple of websites. They're pretty expensive, man. And why buy them if you give them? Somebody will give them to you. That's the way I look at it. So I try to reuse everything. Nothing goes to waste on the farm, and it really works out well. So what I'll do is I'll wash these up and get everything cleaned. I got a lot of containers to do. I got a really big garden coming this year, bigger than last year. We're planting a whole bunch of stuff that some stuff we don't normally plant. We want to give it a try. We're doing some experimentals, and you guys will get to see that in upcoming videos. But yeah, just take the time and clean your containers. It's really important.
All right, guys. So as you can see, the sun is just beaming in here, and my spectacles have transitioned. All right. So you got to see what I do. I always clean those. I always take care of them. I always wash them. They're right up there in the black tote. I have a few more things that I have to wash, but as far as that's concerned, that is ready. I'll leave it up there probably for about 4 or 5 days, and it'll all be dried out. And then I'll start on getting ready to plant seedlings. Wow. Can't believe the time is already here that fast. It's amazing how quick time flies. This year is going to be a really special year for us in our garden. As you know, we're in the process of getting started to build our house. So I'm going to have to juggle the garden and the house at the same time. Now we are going to plant a few different crops this year. One, I am going to plant some corn, some sweet corn, and I got a little area for that. We're going to plant some cantaloupe, some watermelon, a few pumpkins. We'll see how that grows. That stuff there is a test run. We'll just throw it in there and see how it does. That's sometimes what I like to do when I get to more plants like that. Now, when it comes to my tomatoes for making my sauce, I am very, very, very focused because my San Marzanos are everything to me when it comes to a tomato. They're best for sauce. They're good in salads. They're just really good. I am going to have a few beefsteaks planted. I'm not a really big beefsteak person. It's good on a good fat juicy burger, or a lamb burger or a turkey burger. But mostly it's the San Marzanos thing. So we'll be planting a lot of those this year. Also, we're going to start our winter crops. Going to be starting here. Well, This weekend I'll do the seedlings for my cabbage, my broccoli, and my cauliflower. I'm about a week late right now, but that's all right. A week's no big deal. And I got some tips and tricks for you guys with that too, to keep you guys right in that sweet spot. Well, with that said, guys, hey, don't forget, hit that thumbs up. Woo! Hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Help us get there. We're pretty close. 700, and I think we're 778 now away from hitting 1,000. Watch the videos. If you're wondering about that table, there should be a video in there on the build of that. That was made from just a bunch of scraps that I had around the homestead slash farm, and threw it together for Amy because she said, you know, I'd really like to have some place where I could go and work. I keep looking around because I keep looking. I see stuff is I want to make sure I don't have any rodents. That's another thing in the greenhouse, man. You gotta keep a couple traps in your greenhouse because them rodents, believe it or not, they get hungry enough, they're gonna go up and eat your plants. They'll eat the tops off your seedlings in a heartbeat. So at that point, guys, all right, I'm out of here. I gotta go. I got stuff I gotta do. I got dinner to make my wife, make her happy. Happy wife, happy life. At that point, guys, I'll see you later. I hope this helps you out. Trust me, this works. And I'll try to teach you everything that I know and the stuff that I've learned and the stuff that I've studied just to help you guys get by. Remember, I've never built a home in my life, and I'm going to do it here. So if you want to watch all the trials and tribulations, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of them, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys later. Adios, amigos.